Hey, I'm Melissa with Warriors Against Diabetes. My husband Matt is the company owner, and I have a recipe that I'd like to share with you guys. So I'm gonna take 2 cups of all-purpose flour, but you can also use coconut flour. You can use oatmeal flour. I'm just gonna use all-purpose flour because it's the best. That's what I can think of. So I'm gonna use all-purpose flour, and I'm going to shift it with my shifter. You don't have to do this part. It's just something I like to do. After the all-purpose flour for 2 cups, you're gonna take baking powder. Baking powder. You're gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 teaspoons, 1 and 2 of baking powder into the mix. And then you're going to take you're gonna take about a cup and a half of cottage cheese. This is the kind I get. And honestly, I don't like the chunks, so I blend mine. But if you don't mind the chunks, actually the chunks kind of disappear when you cook it anyway, so you'll be good to go. But mine's a visual thing. I can't look at the chunks, so I'm going to blend it. So please hold on a second while I do that. I'd also like to mention we use a hand blender in our house. So, I mean, we do have a real blender, but a hand blender to get a little more workout, especially if his sugar's high. His, meaning my husband Matthew, if his sugar's high, we definitely use a hand blender and just yank it, and it really has to pull for. So hold on 1 second. So I normally blend until it's about like that consistency. It's still pretty thick. It's kind of like yogurt consistency. Okay, once I get that into the bowl, I'll show you my bowl here. We're going to mix it. You can mix it with your hands, which is the preferred, but since your girl's got tiger claws, well, missing one on that hand, but since your girl's got tiger claws, I tend not to like to put my hand in it just because I don't want it to get stuck underneath my fingernails there. So you can use a fork to mix it up, but if you don't mind sticking your hands in, getting all in there, get all in there. But I'm gonna mix it with what I got. You're gonna mix it until everything comes together. It's gonna take you a little bit, but you know what? It's a little exercise that you can help lower your sugar with. So I'm gonna pause you while I mix this. Don't worry, I did wash my hands. Now when the dough looks like crumbles of sand, let's do it like that, crumbles of sand, you're going to actually have to knead it. So this is the point where you actually do have to touch it. Unfortunately, my tiger claws are going to have stuff underneath them. But you're going to knead it until it all comes into a solid dough form. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to knead this. Now, while you're kneading this, if it's not coming together and it just keeps crumbling apart, that's when you can add a little bit of water. Or you can add some 0 sugar syrups if you want a flavored. Or this is the time where you could add, I don't know, maybe some berries in there. The juices from the berries will help moisten it a little bit. And you just keep kneading it until it gets to the right consistency. But since my children will be eating these bagels and they're super picky, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. About 1/4 of a cup of water. 1/4 of a cup. And I'm going to add it in gradually, slowly, to make sure that I'm not adding in too much. Because I still want it to be dough-like, like a hunk of cookie dough. Ooh, cookie dough. That would be really good to make these bagels cookie dough. Did I tell you we're making bagels? I know it's hard to find things that are diabetic friendly, and I've had a lot of trouble, especially since I'm the cook in the house, to find things that we can go out and have, or we can just buy from the grocery store. And yeah, it's kind of like pulling needles from a haystack. Add a little bit more water in there. Keep going. My dough's almost solid here. You don't want it to be sticky, but you don't want it to be dry. You kind of want it to be like Play-Doh consistency. A little on the wet side of Play-Doh. All right. Let me show you what I got so far. So this is what I got so far. And yeah, it's a little tedious sitting here kneading it, but you know what? It's going to be worth it in the end. Ooh, I just thought of something. What about peanut butter bagels? Oh, that sounds delicious. And then add some sugar-free jelly on it. There's some jelly that you can get that has sugar-free. It's sugar-free. And Knott's Berry Farm makes a really good sugar-free boysenberry jelly that I love. Love, love, love. I don't have diabetes, but when you have someone in the house who is diabetic, everyone eats diabetic. All right. There is my dough, as you can see. And yes, I got it underneath my tiger claws. Ugh. I need to go wash my hands again because... All right. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to put some flour on this board. Let this rest for about 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. You do not have to let it rest. I do. I'll see you back in 5 minutes. All right. Set for 5 minutes and didn't do much, but that's okay. I normally line my cookie sheet with parchment paper, but I don't have any parchment paper. I only got foil, so I'm going to use some foil. If you're going to use foil, make sure you grease the foil. By grease, you can use your ghee, you can use your almond butter, you can use whatever kind of butter you like. In this house, we use Imperial. Yeah, Imperial. Yeah, it's cheap at Walmart. That's what we use. So I'm going to butter the aluminum foil, or you can grease it. The other oil we use a lot of is coconut oil. So I'm going to actually grease it with coconut oil versus butter, because coconut oil is a little better for Matthew. So I'm going to do that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I already greased my cookie sheet. You can either use the oven or you can use an air fryer. Most people nowadays have an air fryer. I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know. But we have an air fryer and we have an oven. I'm going to do both because this is a lot of dough. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our dough, we're going to pinch off. And when you ask me for measurements for how much to pinch off, I don't actually know. I do it about the size of my hand, but everybody's hand's different. Judge with your heart. If you want a big bagel, get a big piece. You want a small bagel, get a small piece. So I am just going to basically roll this bad boy into a ball. And if you've noticed that it's not going into a ball, it means your dough is a little too dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. And I'm going to swish it a little bit around there. And then I'm going to roll it. And now see how it forms a ball. Okay. Now here is the hardest part. You ready? You're going to stick your finger right through the center of that ball. Right through the center. Boop. Just like that. And you're going to use your thumb and that finger that's in the middle of the ball. And you're going to pinch. And with your other hand, you're going to rotate. So pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate. And you'll notice that you're getting a little hole, right? Classic vibes for the bagel. Now, don't worry, if it starts to break, you just want to mush it together a little bit more. And then you're just going to continue. Pinch and roll, pinch and roll, pinch and roll, pinch and roll, pinch and roll. Until you get that shape you want. Or the thickness, consistency. And then I like to flatten mine a little bit. so it looks more like a little donut. I got a little hole there. Let me fix it. So it looks like a little donut. And then I'll ring it like that. And that's pretty much it. Then I put this on my baking sheet that's already been greased with coconut oil. Just like that. And then I go to the next one. So I'm going to make more, and I'll tell you how many I made from the batch. Okay? I just want to point out while I'm doing this, you won't always get the same amount of bagels every time. Sometimes you'll be a little more heavy-handed, sometimes you won't. And you'll get a different amount every time. And I just want to let you know, even though I don't have diabetes, there are people who understand that it's hard out there, who don't judge, who support you, and they're out there. Sometimes it's hard to find them, but they're there. And just keep fighting, because life is hard. Just gotta keep fighting. All right, I have about 6 so far. This will be number 7. If you hear a twinkle sound in the background, it's my kid playing Minecraft. So I'm just making my 7th donut here, and I got some more dough. Of course, my hands are very small, so if you got bigger hands and you pull to the palm size of your hand, it might be making 4 of them versus the 7 I got right here. Okay. 8. I will be making 8.5. All right. I totally forgot to mention, these don't expand. So the space that you put it on, they don't have to be spread that far apart. I'm going to make a couple of tiny ones because I have like half a dough, like half a ball, like half the size of my hand. So I'm going to make a couple tiny ones for our 5-year-old. He's not a big bread eater, but he does like these bagels. So another thing you can do is you could add things into it, like if you like protein powder. If you're not getting enough protein in the day, you can add some protein powder into that. You can add in some we made cinnamon roll ones once, so we did some cinnamon, which is really good for regulating blood sugar. We did cinnamon and we did some stevia. We have also done some monk fruit in there. Smash, smash. So these are my little, I mean, this is not quite the same size, but it's pretty close, pretty close. I can get 2 out of what's left. And cinnamon roll, sorry, I got spaced. Yeah, so do some stevia, some cinnamon in the batter when you're making it. And oh, so good, so good. Don't know what to say for the frosting on a cinnamon roll. I mean, I guess you could always make something to put in there. I'm working on it. Let me work on that one. We do add some vanilla in there for our cinnamon roll ones. Come out really good. Actually, those are the ones that go pretty quick. The cinnamon roll ones and the garlic knot ones, even though they're not garlic knots. Garlic bagels. Okay, this is a little tiny one for my 5-year-old. It's super tiny. I smush it, give it some more dimension, and then we go back to rolling it. Okay, so this total so far, without it being baking, just making it with you has taken us about 14 minutes. So it's not very long if you have a little time on a Saturday. I'm going to try to update these every Saturday just to give you guys more recipes. All right, and now I'm going to put one in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. I'm going to keep checking it. You're going to wait till they're golden brown. I'm going to give it a little spritz with the coconut oil. And then you can also make it in the air fryer. On the air fryer, I'm going to turn it on to air fry. and I'm going to put it at 400 degrees, and I'm going to give it about 10 minutes. I'm going to watch it though. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to cook, I did some math over here with a little help from the trusty dusty paper and pencil. With this whole batch of bagels is 63 carbs. Okay, with 2 grams of fiber, you can add more fiber. It sounds like a lot. I know it sounds like a lot, but listen how it breaks down. Because I made 9 bagels, that gets divided by 9. So that 61 gets divided by 9. And that means that each bagel has 6 carbs, 6.7 carbs in it. Okay. If you make 7 bagels, it has 8.7 carbs. Okay. Just rough estimate. So how you figure that out is you take the number of carbs, you divide it by the number of bagels you made, and that will tell you how many carbs you're eating. Okay. It has 20 grams of sugar in the whole batch. But if you made 9 like I did, you only have 2.2 grams of sugar in each bagel. Or if you made 7, you have 2.8. Okay. The number of protein in this bagel, the total is 58 grams of protein. So if you made 9, you'd have 6.4 grams of protein in each bagel. Or if you made 7, you would have 8.2 grams of protein in each bagel. Hopefully that helps you. All right, I just took these ones out of the air fryer. As you can see, they didn't expand very much. They're super hot right now, so I'm gonna go put them down. It took about 15-ish minutes in the air fryer on air fry at 400. So now I'm going to go and check on the ones in the oven. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, these are the ones from the oven, also hot. Took a little bit longer at 350. It took about 35-40 minutes ish to get this color. They're still very light, and very hot, but as you can see, they're very squishy. I can squish it. It's very squishy. All right, I'm gonna let these cool off, and I'll be back and we can open one up. All right, guys, I have our CEO here.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
He's going to test the bagels that we just made. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get the bagel. All right, we got a bagel here, and we're gonna cut it open so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. And yes, I'm using my hands, and I'm eating it, not you, so don't get upset about it. Because we made these from scratch, no, they do not come already cut in half. So this is what it looks on the inside of your bagel, just like a normal bagel. All right, he requested butter.
It looks so soft and flaky.
Here.
I'm excited.
Touch it.
Ooh.
It's warm still. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of imperial butter. Like I was telling you, we do use imperial butter at our house. This does not include all of the facts that I gave you for it. You're adding a total of 0 carbs to it, and when you add a tablespoon, but you are adding calories, so beware of that. It does not have any sugar, and it does not have any fiber, but it does have vitamin A. So, all right, Mr. CEO, tell us what you think.
Very good.
Does it taste like a bagel? Honest. Be honest.
It kind of tastes like a biscuit.
A biscuit?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can make biscuits with this recipe. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could.
Just need some gravy.
Some gravy.
Yes.
All right. Here comes our oldest guy right there. Would you like to try a bagel? Yes. They're right over there. You want to go grab one? Oh, he grabbed the one for the 5-year-old, but that's okay. Come on over. Bite it and tell me what you think. Is it good? Oh, we got it's a perfect. All right, well, thank you for hanging out with us and making our diabetic friendly bagels here. He's still chomping down, which means he really likes it. So we appreciate it, and stay strong and never give up. Bye, diabetic warriors. Say bye.
Bye.